Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? I'm just gonna finish getting set up here and fix kind of my whole setup. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm wishing everyone the best. We are in a retrograde at the moment. Well, a couple different retrogrades actually. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that it's not too hectic for you. I know it's been a while since I've been on. Been doing a couple seminars and stuff. So I just want to jump right into it and do an energy check-in. I'm pretty sure last time I was on, I did Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I am going to touch through Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again, and also the other signs as well. So I'm just going to do a quick pull for kind of what's going on here. So I actually feel I'm going to hold off on the Moonology cards. I do want to use these though. This is a great deck if anybody is interested in, owning their own decks. Moonology, great deck to have if you like, the moon. Beautiful artwork on it. So, do I want to start with Moonology or not? I'm going to pull these at the end, I think. There's a lot of change and shifts and it's like you might have been doing one thing and then it's like you switch gears and go in a different direction. You're switching gears, you're going in a different direction, switching gears, going in another direction. I'm feeling that a lot. I'm also feeling a sense of, I want to say it's very I feel like universally for all elements, air, earth, water, fire, I feel like you guys are seeing a lot of truth. In general, the collective is seeing a lot of truth, or truths are going to be coming out. Something's going to station forward and it's going to bring something forward. It's going to be a lot of movement, change. And it's not just going to be on an individual level. It's going to be on a collective level. So let's start with, since we did air last time first, honestly, I'm pretty sure that's the only one I got to, but regardless, I try. Let's do Earth. Okay, so let's start with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's start with Taurus. So this will be for Taurus, 2 minutes in, 2:40. It's a timestamp. I hope my music's not too loud in the background because I don't want to get this flagged. Taurus, letting go. You guys are in the process of letting something go. It's been an emotional time. I feel like if you've had an emotional 48 hours, 72 hours, something about 2 to 3 days. I did almost just choke on my coffee. So Taurus rolls the throat. Communication might be an issue. There might be communication coming through, whether it's with you or another person. You could have I want to say that this has to do with communication. There's something that you need to communicate that's on an emotional basis. So Taurus placements, the throat, there's something here. If you are communicating something, or if you feel like you have to communicate something, you feel like you need to speak your truth, you feel like you need to get something out, you might feel it physically in your throat. You might be feeling a pressure or a sensation of it's almost like I'm trying to speak and it won't come out. There could be a blockage, but with this letting go coming out, it's a release, which is good because whatever that energy is, it's moving. But it was something needed to go through a time. It had to go through a duration of time. It had to work through the channels. But it's something finally being released. And I feel like it has to do with emotions. You might actually be having symptoms around your eyes. And I don't know what this is. You might have dry skin around your eyes. You might have eczema. There's something with the eyes and tears. And then it's like the skin around your eyes. I don't know what that means. So we have past lives that actually came out in reversed. And for this okay. Okay. This deck. Interesting. Let's dive deeper into that. What's going on here? So that could be a name of someone. Could be somebody that you're dealing with. I don't know if like you're maybe dealing with somebody that there's a little bit of tension with, and you're just like, he's a dick. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, you could be talking, there could be sexual energy here, but I don't feel sexual energy. I don't know if that's the name of somebody or if it's just like kind of like anger being released. You could be going through a cycle with somebody and it's like letting that go, especially with past lives being here. It's like letting something go that you've been holding on to for a long, long time, or you've been working through for a long, long time. There's something coming back around. What is this about? It's like I'm looking at something from upside down. It's like here's the sky upside down. What is that about? Is it perspective? Taurus, I feel like you guys are letting go of a lot of emotion, like almost just like resentment. It's like deep emotion, like repressed emotion. Even I feel like there's something here where it's like it's time to let something go. Something's been going on for too long. The number 8 is coming out. The number 3 is coming out. I don't know. I'm going to keep going and see what else comes out for Taurus. And then we're going to move on to Virgo and Capricorn. This is an interesting read. Beyond illusion. So you're letting something go for sure. You're seeing something, but it's like you're seeing it with your mind's eye, with your intuition, like your soul is seeing something. It's like a deep inner recognition. The completion of a cycle, the beginning of a new one, letting something go. It's like you've incorporated something, or like you've integrated something that you've been learning for a very, very, very long time. Whether it be a lesson, whether it be something that your soul, agreed to come here and it was like an assignment or something, like, I don't know, like whatever terms you want to use, right? There's something here where it's like you're able to let go of something because you see it. But it's like that transformative move where it's like coming out of some type of cocoon. I feel like if you've been in a state of like being very uncomfortable, it's like building, like something's building. It's like you're getting really uncomfortable. You're like, I gotta do something. There's something I'm supposed to be doing. There's something I'm supposed to be focused on. There's something I'm supposed to be getting after. It's building. It's like you're feeling that energy build. And I almost feel like it's like gaining momentum. Inner voice. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's something here where it's like you're fighting for something and it's like, you know it. You feel it, you know it. It's like we have the sun and the moon here. Like, you know something, you see beyond the illusion, you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to your inner voice. You got to let something go because you have something here with a past life connection. And it's like that past life is looking at the letting go. So it's like you've been through this before. or like you've done something before many times. You got to see beyond some type of illusionment, but it's like you got to let go to do that. Something needs to be let go of. And this inner voice is here, so it's like your inner voice is telling you. So if you're like in a state of confusion right now and like you're not really sure, it's about to clear up, like whatever that energy is, where it's like you just feel like it's like you gotta be doing something, gotta be focused on something, I gotta shift here, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like that is going to subside. It's like you're feeling that build up, whatever that might be. This is for Taurus. Okay, so I was going to actually say this before I started shuffling. I feel like you're dealing with a connection here, because you have the Eight of Wands and the Lovers, but now you have the Lovers and the Page of Swords. So I feel like you're dealing with a connection, some type of situation. You have a masculine energy that's very focused on a feminine energy, but this feminine energy is being called to something else. And that might have to be what this energy over here is. And then there's that blockage, kind of like lump in my throat feeling. And then it releases. So what does that mean? It's very significant. I don't know. This person might need to talk to you, but they're not coming from a very confident place. Like they're still gathering some type of information. They're still like very much well in their head, very much well in their mind. They have a lot of things, like they still need to ground themselves when it comes to, like, I want to say their feelings, really. There's an energy here that like does not want to let something go, and I feel like it's because they see beyond some type of a illusion to something, and it has to do with the connection. But that might be the feminine. It could be the masculine. Tell me more about this Page of Swords and the Lovers. Judgment. So this is a decision for sure. It's needing to make a judgment call, literally. There's some type of inner voice that's speaking. You got to see beyond some type of illusion. It's like there's an energy here that's trying to figure something out. It could be an air sign that's trying to figure something out. Could be feminine, but it's like they're trying to see something. They're trying to see beyond the illusion, but there's a judgment call that's coming. They got to listen to their inner voice. You could be dealing with something that is labeled to be karmic. You would know that. And what I do to figure that out is, does it feel good? Does it make my stomach feel good? Does it make my heart feel good? Does it make my mind feel good? Or does it make me feel uneasy? Does it make me feel nauseous? Does it make me feel tense? Does it make me feel in my head? Does it make me feel like I can't communicate? Pay attention to what your body is telling you, because I feel like your body and those little cues, that's that inner voice. See what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Because if you're around people or a person, and it's like you notice that like you're never hungry, you can't eat, you can't relax, like your shoulders are tense, your back is tense, your stomach's locked up, like you're not relaxing, pay attention to that. Because that's like a subconscious like body cue where your body is telling you, hey, something's off. Something's not right. Something doesn't feel right. And a lot of times we can mislabel those things because we're like, oh, I have butterflies in my stomach. But is it really butterflies? Listen to your body. See what I'm saying? Because if you're around somebody and you feel uneasy, and it's like your stomach's telling you something, your chest is telling you something, like your shoulders are tense, your mind isn't easy. That's a big indicator, because you want to feel at ease when you're with a connection, when you're in a connection. You want to feel at ease. You want to feel like you can relax. You want to feel like you can eat with that person. You want to feel like you can sit down with that person and let go of the stress. But when you're all tensed up and it's like, you know, like you come around somebody and it's like, oh, God, I'm feeling all these body things. Like, what is going on? Like, my shoulders are tense, my stomach's locked up. I'm like, what? I'm like, my legs aren't relaxed. Those are your body telling you, like, there's something off. There's something that isn't in alignment with you in that moment. And so I feel like there's an emphasis of seeing that, knowing it, harnessing it, and being like, listen, I now know what my inner voice is telling me, because now I'm recognizing that my intuition has always been there. It's always been there. That voice has always been there. It's just like figuring out that language, because our bodies communicate with us in different ways. You might be more of a dreamer. You might be more physical. You see what I'm saying? So you got to figure that out in your own field so that you can approach things with confidence. And I feel like that's what this energy over here is doing, because there's a feminine like energy. And the reason why I say feminine is because in the Lover's card, this feminine here is looking up here at spirit. And that's why I say that, because this energy, there's something that they're still seeing. They're still harnessing. And we got to figure it out, right? Sometimes it doesn't always happen overnight. This stuff takes some time. So I feel like as you're learning these little cues that your body is telling you, you're able to make that judgment call. You're able to make that decision for your best self, because you've been through something before, especially with this past lives card. Your inner voice is telling you something, and you're figuring out the language. You're figuring out how to communicate with your body, your mind, your soul, and you're listening to all those cues. Like, again, the only way that I can really put it for an example is when you're around somebody and you feel anxious, you don't feel at ease, you feel like you can't eat, you feel like you can't concentrate, you're like, why am I so in my head? That's your body telling you something, because you shouldn't have all that stuff. Like, you should feel at ease. You should be able to sit down with somebody and have a meal and not feel like real tense. Like, you should be relaxed. Your muscles should be relaxed. Like, your shoulders, you shouldn't have that tension. But when our bodies pick up on something before our conscious minds do, that's when sometimes we can get a little bit misinformed, because it's like, we pick up on all this stuff and our body's like, maybe we're just not feeling well. Maybe we're just having, maybe it's us. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's this. No, your body, listen to your body. That's really at the end of the day what I'm trying to say. And granted, sometimes it is, we do have a headache, because, sometimes we do wake up with headaches, and that is us, we're human, right? But when we're feeling completely fine, and then we're with somebody and we're in their energy and we're like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, I didn't feel like this before I got here, or I didn't feel like this before I connected with this person. That's when you want to listen to those things. You want to listen to those little cues. So with this Page of Swords, the Lovers, and Judgment, you have the Seven of Cups too. And it fell out right over this past life. So that's interesting. It's like that little bit of confusion. So if you're feeling, there could be some confusion right now. It's like emotional confusion, not knowing which direction to go, not knowing where to go, what's happening, uncertainty type of situation. You have options too. There's a lot of options, but these options could be causing anxiety, or it's just like options that are getting ready to come around. And these are like emotional, because it's cups. So this is something that it's like you're going to be presented with something. And with this falling over Judgment, this is a decision. So this inner voice with this past lives card and this Seven of Cups, it's like You've done something many times over. And I'm almost seeing this as like somebody experiencing like this download of information, and it's like realizing all the things that you've done like in your past lives, like good things, like accomplishments, like all the things that you know that you have the power within you to do, you know, like to be creative, to be nurturing, to be business oriented, to be like, you have all these superpowers, right? And it's like unlocking that. It's like that remembrance of like, wow, I've done this. And if you believe in reincarnation, I've done this for many lifetimes. I've done so many different things. It's like that realizing of like the true nature and capacity of you as an essence. It's like I have all these things in front of me. I can be who I'm meant to be. Or maybe you have all these things in front of you and it's like, look at all the different avenues that you could go. Look at all these different options. There's something here with home. There's something here with spirituality. There's something here with material and money and coins. There's something here with relationships. Like you could be at a crossroads where you're like, wow, like I could go in any direction that I really choose. And believe it or not, like we as humans, we're the only thing that's holding us back are limiting beliefs. And so this could even be a recognition of that and being like, you know what? I am a powerful person in the sense of essence. Like I create, I love, I go after my dreams. I can do all these things. And so it's like that harnessing of that, like, yes, like I can do this. Like I can do this. I can go out there and I can do this. That inner voice is very strong. Like this card is super strong. And you have friends around you or support around you that's like protecting you because they're going in the circle. And I see this as like an energy, like a protection. And it's like you're surrounded by, this could even be ancestors, source, spirit. Like you're protected divinely. And it brings so much happiness. Like that inner voice, it's so happy, you know? And I feel like this is so powerful because it's letting go of that illusionment of feeling trapped, of feeling like you can't like, you know, like I can't express this. I can't be myself. I can't be my authentic self. It's like letting that go and realizing like, wait a minute, I don't have to let that go because I am me. I don't have to let me go. I can let all the other things people have projected onto me. I can let all that go because that's not me. I am me. And nobody else can tell you who you are. See what I'm saying? So it's like taking that step back and seeing beyond the illusionment that, like, you know, we as humans live on a day to day. Like, we get so many projections put upon us as humans as we go through our lives. Like, we wear so many hats, right? We're mothers, we're fathers, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're community leaders, we're people in the communities, we're healers, we're doctors, we're teachers, we're, you know, whoever, store clerks, you know, it doesn't, we are everyday people and we wear these hats. And so when we take off those hats, who are we at the end of the day? That's for you. When we take those hats off, at the end of the day, that's who we're left with, right? So it's recognizing that even though we put these hats on, we don't have to stay in that. We can come out of that illusionment and we can be truly ourselves, however we define that. Because at the end of the day, it's up to us. You know? Like, Ace of Cups. Whoa, we have 3 cards here. Ace of Cups, the Hangman, the Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. It's like that Hangman with the Ace of Cups. It's like recognizing, seeing something coming through. enlightenment, like something that could have been very stagnant is now coming to light. And the Queen of Cups is like the queen of unconditional love. You know, this is the balancing of emotion. This is the nurturance. Like, of course, all the queens are nurturing in their own way, right? But they all tell a story. Freudian slip, yes, they both. That's funny. But hey, gotta have a sense of humor. Good morning. But I don't know. I really feel like this is a recognition, because the Ace of Cups is like unconditional love. It can also be unconditional self-love. Recognition, like what you really bring to the table. Because again, you have an energy here with this masculine energy. It's like they're looking right at you. But I feel like there's this feminine energy, or whoever's in feminine energy is distracted right now by something that they're still working through, and it's for a higher purpose. It's seeing beyond that illusion. So as you continue to focus on what's up here, meaning if I'm reading to the feminine energy right now, like if you're more focused on like, I don't know, you have something going on and it's very spiritual. It's like, you know that you're letting something go. You know that you're working through something emotionally. You know that you're working through some type of illusion. Like you would know that energy. So if that resonates with you, your focus, as long as you're just focused on yourself, focused on what you're doing, this is going to just shift. Because you have someone here that's focused on you. And you also, I feel like you have options that are coming towards you as well. Again, that goes for both masculine and feminine. It doesn't matter which energy you're in. It's whichever you resonate with. So if you are resonating more with the masculine energy and you're focused on somebody, this person will pull back their energy because they're still gathering information. This person's letting go of something. They're seeing beyond some type of illusion. Like this person is very spiritual. They're on a spiritual path. So reverse it. You see what I'm saying? If you're the one that's on the spiritual path, then you're stepping into this Queen of Cups because you're making a judgment call because you're following your inner voice. And it has to do with a past lives, like connection. This is something that you've worked through many times over, and it might not even be pertaining to an emotional connection. This could be deeper. And that might be why your focus isn't on this masculine energy right now. So that's also a possibility. This Page of Swords is like really gathering information though. You could have a masculine energy that is gathering information as well. But for the feminine, it's like keep your frequencies like high. Keep your vibrations high. Keep your energy high. Because you're being guided in some sort of direction, like whatever this feminine energy is coming in at. And it has to do with like unconditional love. And like really being authentic with those emotions and like really trusting your intuition. Because this Queen of Cups speaks to me about really trusting your intuition, like learning that cohesive exchange with you, your body, your soul. I feel like you would be getting signs and synchronicities. I feel like even animals, like even though there's no animals in this card, I almost just saw an animal over here. Like for a split second it looked like it. You might have a very strong connection to like nature and animals, and like you might be getting like animal signs, messengers, like. And even if you've been feeling like down for like a couple days, it's gonna let up, because there was something that it had to get recognized and it had to be released because it was like an illusion. So I hope that makes sense. It's this beautiful like Cancerian. I'm even getting Piscean energy, a little bit of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Another thing that's coming through here is that you could have had a masculine energy who's a little bit more on these, like, I don't want to say like still gathering information, but like this person would still be like kind of coming in a little bit like, I don't want to say immature because it's not necessarily immature. It's just like not coming in as a king, but they're coming in as a page. And this person would be like kind of keeping an eye on you, sending you like little messages back and forth, like maybe like replying to something that you post, but then like not keeping a conversation because they're kind of like keeping an eye on you, or like seeing like how open is the door, like how, like am I still, we still cool, are we still not cool, like what's going on. And I feel like that energy has been working through this because that's coming in now too, where there's like this energy that's almost like, okay, like I'm building this confidence, I'm looking at this person, I have to make a decision, I'm really confused. I know that they've been, it's like this, it's almost like I'm hearing like a phone call, or like I'm hearing like text message conversations, or like somebody's like inner dialogue. And it's like, I know that I haven't answered on, and it's like this person knows that they've been procrastinating. And I never really get like a procrastinating energy off of the Seven of Cups and the Hangman, but it's like, okay, I know I have to communicate, I know I got to say this, but it's like this person went through a process of like understanding some type of connection, because dolphins are like really symbolic for me when it comes to like relationships in general. It's a very friendly soulmate type of energy, and it's very harmonious, it's very nurturing, it's very playful, it's very innocent, it's very pure. And so I feel like almost like this Page of Swords always gives me like a hesitant feel to it sometimes when I look into the face. And it's like that hesitation, because I feel like you were dealing with an energy even where it's like they were very hesitant to be like, oh, should I open up to this person? Like, are they just, it's like hesitant of like, I could get hurt again, like I could get this. And so they're kind of keeping an eye on you because they're like, hey, I want to see kind of like what this person's about type of deal, when it's like in reality, it's Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. It's like this person sees it and they're like, damn, like I need to make a decision now. I need to communicate. I need to clear this energy up. So if you were dealing with a connection where it wasn't clear, it wasn't being addressed, like somebody could be coming in with some communication with this Judgment and the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, where it's wanting to clear something up, wanting to communicate after a period of time of maybe being in confusion or maybe being in uncertainty, because the Hangman figures it out. It's that enlightenment. It's that spark. It's like, I see it now. I see it clearly. But there still could be some like residual energy because these are still upright. But again, it's just, it's energy. You can't put a time frame on energy. So it could shift at any given point. It's just kind of up to that person, but they see it. So if you have a question if whether or not they see it, they do. Like they see you as being this very emotional, compassionate, nurturing, intuitive goddess energy or God energy, They're like, wow, this person's amazing. I have so much, like this person has so much unconditional love. But there's still like a hesitation, and I feel like it has to do with their own like confidence in a way, or like their ability to approach something. And it could have to do with the past because of this illusionment. So depending on how you want to take that, I know I threw a couple different scenarios out. So use your discernment. Again, if the shoe doesn't fit, don't make it. So let me get some advice cards. What do we got for advice for Taurus? The Hierophant, Taurus energy. Queen of Cups again. Okay, so for this to be advice, this is pretty interesting to me, for this to be advice. This is like ordained in a way. And I know that's a very traditional standpoint, but it's like, what the hell? There was something, it's like a higher calling here. There's something very spiritual. With the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant, this is something very spiritual in general, whichever way you want to look at it, whether you're coming from a more traditional perspective. Now, represented by tarot, the Hierophant can be perceived as more traditional in that standpoint, can be perceived as that. So depending on which way you want to look at this is extremely spiritual. There's a lot of intuition here, intuitive energy. This is somebody who has a very strong connection to source. And this connection, it's like, listen to that connection. Like, that's your advice. It's like, stay in touch with your intuition. And I feel like you're being called in a way where it's, again, being pulled back to that inner voice. I'm getting pulled back to the beginning of the read when I said that there were some heavier emotions, meaning, like, I don't know. This could be somebody from your past where there's frustration. And it could have to do with the way see, I keep getting pulled back to that frustration because I'm like, I keep getting pulled back to her face. It's like this Queen of Cups, there's some type of frustration. It's like, I can't tell if it's on the masculine end or the feminine end, but I don't know. I feel like you guys could have had a falling out to some degree, meaning there was just some type of an emotion that's being held onto. Whether it's on your end, their end, mutual, where it's irritation, frustration. And it pulls me into the Seven of Cups, where it's like, like, what is this? So I'm going to shift out of that energy. So your advice, again, is the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. So listen to your voice. Like, listen to your inner voice. That's really, at the end of the day, what it comes down to. So let's jump into Capricorn. Okay, because I went a little bit longer than I anticipated with Taurus. And there, were some crazy things that came out for Taurus. So let's see what we get for Capricorn. Like, seriously, like, words have been, like, real crazy lately. Like, I've been saying things and, like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. Like, that's fine. Oh, Capricorn, what is this energy? I feel like you guys are trying to control how something goes down, or you're dealing with somebody who likes to control, like, their communication or, like, how they do things. So you have harmony, again, with those dolphins. I'm going to keep saying it. Those dolphins, they're really symbolic to me. I feel like you have some type of a situation here where there's something coming into harmony. This did come out in reverse, so it is like it's making its way around. That's how I see it. So if something was not harmonious, it's coming back around, but it's like, again, the 10, it's something needed to be completed. Something needed to be wrapped up so that something could come in. You have fighting in reverse. Morality. Damn. What the hell? Let me think about this. Taurus. Oh, Capricorn. But I just had a thought about Taurus. Why do I have a thought about Taurus? Are you dealing with a Taurus? Are you dealing with a Capricorn? Do you have strong placements of Taurus and Capricorn? This harmony, fighting, and morality is like a resistance to me, where it's like I don't want to say not wanting, but like it's like taking a step back and like need to fight. Reality is kind of throwing me off a little bit because it's like came in sideways. And that's always like emotion to me, because like emotion, meaning like this could be an interference, or like feeling like you have to fight some type of a blockage. Because there's something that's being questioned here. And then this harmony is very interesting to me because it's like trying to come through, but then this fighting morality is like kind of like going at it. Where I don't know if you're dealing with like an older energy. Capricorn, you could be in a situation where it's like you have like an older person or like somebody who has some type of like position of power. Like, I don't know if you're dealing with like an authority figure or like a lawyer or like some energy where it's like they don't, like you feel like it's a blockage. Because this harmony is trying to come in, and it's like this is you trying to bring this in. You're trying to manifest this in. You're trying to hold that vision, but you're very frustrated. You're very irritated, and it has to do with whatever this energy is. It's masculine energy for sure. So I don't know if you're just dealing with somebody around you, like maybe in a workplace, or somebody like in your social circle where it could be a mother, even like a mother figure or grandmother, or somebody who holds some type of a stature of like a presence. There's a need to slow down. And it landed on the fighting card. That's why I said like there's something going on with this other energy. I don't know if you look at this energy as almost like a blockage, but it's like, hold on a second, you know? It's like pull back that fighting energy and go within, because you can overcome this. This isn't a blockage. This is not a blockage. It's actually a tool for your lesson and your growth. And it's going to be kind of like you got to navigate it a little bit, because you can get over this. Like you can overcome whatever this energy is, but it's having you go within. But your initial reaction is to fight. So however that pertains, this could be in a workplace. This could be like, I almost get the sense that there's like this energy and they have like some type of a power, like a power dynamic with whoever I'm reading for. And this power dynamic could even be like, it could be a manager. It could be somebody who you work with closely that kind of calls more of the shots, or they like kind of try to call more of the shots in a way. This is somebody who would be very good at like organization, structure, keeping things organized, keeping things clean, keeping things like in their place. And it almost feels like you're trying to break out of that, if I were to be reading it in the perception of you being this person. It'd be like this energy over here is trying to bring in this harmony with this connection, but it's like feeling like you have to fight for it, feeling like you have to fight this other energy in order to get it. But with the slowing down, it's like, hold on a second, because this tortoise brings in a lot of wisdom. And so it's like looking at this fighting energy and it's like, hold on, slow down, because you don't actually have to fight this. So something could be coming towards you, because this sometimes to me can also be a tower. There could be something towards you, coming towards you, that is going to shake up kind of like your reactions. And so the point is to not react from a place of aggression, but to react from a place of slowing down. So whatever this is might knock you kind of off a little bit. It could be a family structure where it's like an elder in the family kind of cracks down a little bit and it triggers something in a younger person. And that younger person has to, like, their first reaction might be to fight, respond. It's like there needs to be a pullback of that energy. This isn't actually a blockage, it's a tool. And so with this harmony coming in, there's some type of inner knowing of that already. So that tells me that whoever, it's like a test. Because it's like, okay, are you going to react like this, or are you going to respond like this? Are you going to react from a place of feeling attacked, or are you going to react from a place of feeling empowered? However that resonates. Good morning, Catherine. I just looked up at the chat. So good morning, everyone. So yeah, like I was saying, are you going to respond from a place of empowerment, or are you going to respond from a place of anger, reaction? But I feel like whatever this is going to be a little bit of a doozy, not gonna lie. But it really needs to slow down. But it's like something coming in that's just going to throw you off your rocker a little bit. So if you have strong Capricorn, or you know somebody who has strong Capricorn in their chart, this might be somebody that they're working with. It could be somebody in their environment. But there's a need for this person to slow down, pull back their energy, because you don't need to fight. You don't need to react. You don't need to respond. Pull back and observe. So you might be presented in a situation where, like, you could be talking to somebody and it's like you hear about like what's going on or something. See, like, here it comes, like, because here comes this tortoise, and this tortoise is looking right at this person, and they're like, hold on a second, keep your head, you know, keep your cool. You have the dolphins here, so you have support. You're being supported. And I feel like energetically you're being supported, but it's like something coming in that might trigger you a little bit. But it's like you're almost done whatever this is. You almost overcame this, because it came out sideways. So it's like you're in the process of working through this. But whatever this is like insane masculine energy. It's very dominating energy. And that's why I feel like it might throw you off a little bit, because your first reaction might be to fight back, or it might be to respond or react, when it's like the cards here are telling you pull back, slow down, listen, go within, find the harmony within yourself. Because it's like a test. A test with, like, you know, it could be with somebody around you. I feel like there's an older and a younger dynamic. But I get that this older person, or this older energy, is of like an authoritative position. And it's like, don't view this as an obstacle, view this as an opportunity. Because I feel like it's not an obstacle. It's set up as like a growth, like I almost see it as like a obstacle course or something. And it's like, change your strategy, change your approach. Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. So it's like, hold that. Harmony, slowing down. Then you have the Ten of Pentacles here. So it's, again, King of Pentacles. Okay. So this could be financially related. This could be somebody who you're working with. Knight of Cups. Hold on, it's shifting here. Hold on a second. Whoa. Hang on a second. So we have a King of Pentacles here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, with the Ten of Pentacles sitting behind them. You have 11 Pentacles out on the board. And then you have the Four of Wands, which is, you can, you know, say that you see 1111 in there. That's a lot about foundation and a lot about stability and harmony. So there is, whoa. Okay, so there could be a King of Pentacles here. That has been like fighting for some type of stability and foundation. This morality card over top of the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups, it's like this King of Pentacles has to make a decision. And I feel like this decision has to come down to like, what is it at the end of the day that you want? You can have, is it money? Is it assets? Is it emotional stability? Is it passion? Is it, whatever you define, right? And then you have this Nine of Cups in the middle, where it's like taking a softer approach, especially with that fighting in reverse. So you have a King of Pentacles that's taking a softer approach to something because it's like recognizing, I'm getting a couple different energies, so just bear with me. There's a recognition that they want emotional stability, but then there's also a recognition of being like, okay, I have all these things and I'm still not happy. So at the end of the day, what do I want? I want a foundation. I want that Ace of Cups. Building a happy home, building a happy life. Wanting that. So you have a King of Pentacles that's manifesting this. I feel like they already have this Ten of Pentacles, but they're bringing in this Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups. They're bringing it in, especially because this fighting's in reverse with this morality card. And it's almost like when I said, like, something might come in and trigger you. Like, I feel like this King of Pentacles, say, for example, you're dealing with somebody who is in business or somebody who owns a business or is an entrepreneur of some sort. This King of Pentacles would have somebody working with them that would work with, scheduling, finances, the business end of things too, because, the King of Pentacles is King of Pentacles. They 9 times out of 10 have people who work for them, right? It's usually people who are successful with some type of foundation, especially being with the Ten of Pentacles. So this can usually indicate like a business entrepreneur type of person. There could be somebody in this King of Pentacles life with this morality card, like what I said in the beginning of Capricorn's read, where it's like this energy is very good at structure, organizing, keeping things in their compartments, but they might feel like they have to overcome this hurdle in order to get to this Four of Wands because of this whatever or whoever this other energy is, because this person's very business mindset. So it's almost like this King of Pentacles is like needing to take a different approach. And I almost get the sense this could be somebody's manager. It's like whoever this other like elder type of energy, this King of Pentacles, like, I don't know if this is like somebody who schedules for them or somebody who just like runs the books for them, but this person has a lot of control and dictates a lot of where this person devotes their time. And it's like they have a lot of things that are successful in their life when it comes to material. So this tells me that this person could be, like financially well off, materially well off, like however you want to define that. But this King of Pentacles would be a hard worker. This could be somebody who travels a lot for work. And it's like whoever this is, whoever runs the books, whoever schedules it, whatever it might be, there's some type of like a hurdle with how this person approaches, because this King of Pentacles recognizes they want the Ace of Cups. They want to build a happy foundation. Like they want to maybe even settle down. They want to have a house. They want to have a kingdom. It's King of Pentacles, be imaginative, be creative, It's the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Pence. Like they want to sit down. They want to have dinner with a family or whoever, whatever, whatever defines this person's security and happiness when it comes to unconditional love. But this King of Pentacles might feel like they have to go up against whoever this elder type of energy is in order to get this. And so that's why that triggering energy came in. because they feel like they might have to fight for this. Because they're like, listen, like, I've been working a long time. I've been making money a long time. I've been doing business for a long time. Like, I want to focus on emotional fulfillment. I want to focus on what makes me happy. I want to focus on love. And this other person might be like, well, I booked you out for this. I scheduled you for this. I did this. I did that. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to focus on this. And this King of Pentacles is like, well, I'm shifting gears because they're slowing down and going within and recognizing that material doesn't always lead to, unconditional love and happiness. You can have, all the money you want, whatever, but it doesn't always mean you're happy. See what I'm saying? You could be very successful in business, but it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't mean you're always going to be happy. And so I feel like you're dealing with an energy like that, where they're like, okay, I put so much time into my business. I put so much time into my material. I put so much time into building this that now I want to shift back. I want to shift into this. I want to share this because there's another person in the card here. I'm going to share this. So it's like a lesson for this King of Pentacles because they're recognizing, wow, maybe I do want something emotional. Maybe I do want to invest emotionally. This Knight of Cups, this could be an offer. This could be an apology. This is an extension. The Knight of Cups is always like a messenger. So this King of Pentacles has somebody in mind. There's some type of a connection here. It's just not completely out, but I wonder if I kept pulling cards if it would come out, because I wonder if there's a Queen of Pentacles or maybe something else at the end of this. You have Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely somebody from the past that there's very fond memories of. There's very fond connections. It's a lot of... So you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is somebody, again, it works very hard towards what they want. You're dealing with somebody who's a hard worker. Again, Three of Pentacles. Again, here's another 10 of Pentacles. You have like 20 Pentacles on the board. See what I'm saying? You're dealing with somebody who knows how to work. This is also a slower moving energy. So this is somebody who, again, might have taken a little bit of time to come back around because they're very financially, like, pentacle oriented. They're very focused on their money. They're very focused on the material. They're very focused on being stable in the sense of like earthly things. So you have the Sun, the Death card, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, 100%. There's definitely something here. It's like recognizing what makes you happy, going through a transformation, and then going after it. The Page of Pentacles it's not immature in any way, especially with this standpoint. This is starting something new. This is going after what makes you happy, after a rebirth, a transformation of sorts. So there's going to be a shift here with this King of Pentacles because they've invested a lot of time in their business and their wealth and just becoming stable in Pentacles. This Nine of Cups in the middle, making that shift from material into emotional. Seeing what makes them happy, but needing to go through that transformation and then coming out as a page, which is like having that confidence to start something new, to ground something. So I feel like you're dealing with an energy that's going to make a huge shift. And it's going to be for their own happiness. King of Cups, I feel like somebody's in love. Or there's a lot of love for something. Or someone, I should say. The King of Cups is driven by passion, in the sense of emotional passion. So this is like somebody who went from being focused very much well on material to being focused on their emotions. And again, like I said, this other energy over here is not a blockage. It's just a little bit of a hurdle because I feel like this person has been so in routine of like, okay, this is just what I'm doing. This is what my focus is. that this other energy is just there to serve that purpose, if that makes sense, where it's like, they're booking, they're scheduling, they're doing all that stuff, and it's like that's what their job is. And then this King of Pentacles is like, well, wait a minute, like I've been focused on this for so long, but I'm not fulfilled in this area, so now I'm shifting emotionally. Yeah, because I feel like this person might have felt very left out in the sense of like a loss. That Five of Cups came back out. It's like it's not like crying over spilt milk, but like they were so focused on like things that like they didn't feel good enough for. And now they're recognizing that there's something there behind them. There's two cups behind them. So you're dealing with an energy who went through a big transformation. So if it's been a while since you've talked to somebody and like that this person's very like materially focused, or like this person's just very business oriented, they just have been working on their finances for a very long time. This would be a very stable person, a very structured person. This person is definitely going through a shift. And I feel like this person might be triggered in a sense because they might feel like they have to fight to get to something because they've been so centered around the pentacles that it's like they're trying to make that shift into the cup energy because they're not fulfilled. And so they're trying to get to that fulfillment. This person might have been alone for a very long time. And now it's like, well, I have all these things, but who do I share them with? Or what do I share them with? Like, what do I do with all this? Yep. Ten of Swords. And we got all these cards that flipped over in the deck here. And I almost just got like really pissed off because like it just triggered like my own, like, I'm like, oh my God, all my cards are scattered. like I don't know. This person is going through like very like, I don't know what the nitpicky, like, it just makes my, ugh. But they're coming out of it. The Eight of Wands. So after this Ten of Swords and this Five of Cups, because it's like realizing that they're not fulfilled, realizing that they're not getting anywhere. Like you can have all the pentacles in the world, but that don't mean shit at the end of the day if you don't have that unconditional love or that support or that feeling within you, and also connections with people, So I feel like there's like that recognition of being like, wait a minute, like I need to share this. I want people. I want someone. I want a family. I want this. I want friends. I want people around me. I want to build this Four of Wands. So I feel like it's coming in rather quickly because it's like this Five of Cups hits, this Ten of Swords hits, and then boom, Eight of Wands. So this person bounces back relatively quick, but they're slow to kind of make that change, but they bounce back really quick. So this person might have been quiet for a little while. Like say, for example, you guys were talking and then they pulled back and they've been quiet for a little while. They're shifting through this. Or vice versa. I'm also getting a sense like if you're connecting with an energy and you're feeling very uncomfortable and you're like waking up and you're like, why the hell haven't I been able to sleep? Why do I feel like my skin's crawling? Why do I feel like I want to jump out of my skin? Why do I feel like I want to do all this shit? Like you're actually connecting with another person's energy. So if, for example, like if you know for a fact you're like, whoa, hang on a second, I feel fine. I'm okay. I'm doing this. You're actually connecting with someone else's energy, and it could be the person that you're connecting with. So if you have a strong connection with this person, like you would feel it. Like you would have sleepless nights. You would be, like melancholy, and you'd be like, whoa, why am I getting hit with all these waves of emotions? And now granted, we are going through a pretty big retrograde right now, but most times you can decipher that. Like, you can tell whether it's yours or whether it's somebody else's. Or maybe if it's from an outside source, you might not know exactly where it's coming from, but you're like, okay, this isn't mine. Just pay attention to those little things. Because I feel like a lot of sensitive people right now are picking up on everything around them. And those things can get very overwhelming, especially when you don't expect them. Catherine, anxiety for zero reason, waking up for no reason or extra early. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, just keep your cool. Just remember, like, hey, like, it might not always be you. It might not be your energy. You might be picking up on what's going on, especially if you have a strong connection. Just remember, like, I don't, like, you can always protect yourself. Like, you can do energy bubbles. That way it, like, affects you less. But if you're, like, waking up, you got all this anxiety and you're like, I don't know where this is coming from, definitely take a second and regather your reality and pull your energy back to you and do whatever it is that you do that resonates with you to protect your energy, whether you use eggs, whether you use oils, whether you some people really like to use cedar and like rosemary, whatever it is that you do. Just make sure that you're doing those things if you feel like you need to protect your own energy. I feel like this is going to shift. I feel like this is really, it's almost like you can feel something building and building and building and building, and you're like, oh my God, like, oh. Yeah, at the end of the day, if you're really sensitive, you're probably picking up on this energy. And if it bothers you and you don't like feeling it and you're like, why am I feeling this person's energy? Cut the cord. Cut the cord however you do, whatever resonates with you. Protect your bubble, cut the cord, center yourself, go outside. Take some time out in nature. But at the end of the day, like, sometimes it's really hard to decipher whether or not it's a cord, or like if it's from something else. Like, sometimes it can be really hard for people to like tell if it is. So I'm trying to think of like little signs that I use to tell whether it's my energy versus someone else's. Usually if it's my energy that I'm feeling, I'll be able to sit with it, and I'll be able to like be like, okay, this is where this is coming from. I can trace this energy all the way back to when this happened. I can trace this like, you can usually track that within yourself. But if you're just like, well, I'm getting hit with this and I don't know where this is coming from. I didn't feel like this 10 minutes ago. Or if like you're sitting and you're quiet and say you're reading a book or something, and then all of a sudden you have this thought, and like this thought, it intrudes. And that's kind of like the way that I decipher if it's my energy versus another person or another energy around me. It'll feel almost like intrusive, where I'll be like, whoa, I didn't even feel that coming, like, or whoa, I don't know where that came from. Whereas if it's me, I'm like, okay, like, I can understand why I feel this way. I can understand why I would have this anxiety right now. I can, like, I don't know if that even makes sense, but I'm trying to like make it a little bit easier for, people who don't, who have maybe have a harder time identifying that, I should say. But yeah, it is definitely like a feeling of like something's coming, something's building. And I've been feeling that for like the last couple of days too, where I'm just like, I feel like something's building and building and building. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. And I feel like there's a huge, huge connection right now between masculine and feminine energy. And I haven't even gotten through Virgo yet, because this is just Capricorn. Like, I did Taurus and Capricorn. It's been an hour and 8 minutes. Like, there's a lot coming through, and it has a lot to do with communications and like things being like righted. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's like a right being done. Like, where it's like, okay, if if something was left unaddressed, here comes the justice for it, in a sense. If that even, like, I don't know. It's a very interesting energy. But for Capricorn, okay, the advice is to follow your intuitive, because the Eight of Wands can be intuition too. Follow these downloads that you're getting, because you're being called to step into like this water energy here. Especially the masculine Capricorns, you guys are being called to step into this water energy, because it's like you're making a shift from like earth to water. So it might be a little bit uncomfortable, which kind of brings me back to that fighting energy, but it's like, don't fight, just slow down. Because this might be like new territory. So let me jump into Virgo and see what else I can get here. Because Capricorn is pretty much well self-explanatory. There's a huge shift going on for Capricorn. It's very oriented around masculine energy. I don't even see it. Like, I see a little bit of feminine energy in this, but this pertains to a lot of masculine energy. So let me jump into Virgo and see what we can get here. All right, I will shuffle those again. This is a Cappy moon, Cappy rising. I'm a Cappy rising. It's Virgo. Oh, that's cool. My sister's a Capricorn moon. And my mom's a Capricorn rising, actually. All right, Virgo. Whoa. Innocence. 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 Why am I saying that weird? In a sense. Whatever that means. Innocence, right? This is sage wisdom. This card is always really fun for me because this is taking like, it's like taking your perspective, and no matter what age you are, having that childlike perception, having that curiosity for the world, having that curiosity for life, not being afraid. Like this doesn't have any fear. It's innocence. Like, this is before all the programming, before all the limiting beliefs, before all the I can'ts and I shouldn'ts and stay away from blah blah blah. That's gonna, like, this is the opposite of fear-based thinking. This is living in love, right? And experiencing unconditional love at its highest. Being intrigued, being curious. You have participation, celebration. So with this participation and celebration, this is like co-creating. So we went from Taurus into Capricorn, which there were some big shifts, to now in Virgo, where it's like this explosion of like beautiful energy. So that is intriguing to me, actually. So Virgo, this is like being able to see without fear, to celebrate, to live life without limiting beliefs, to be able to live in the moment and to celebrate those around you, to co-create with those around you. You have helping hands all around you. You have every element on the board. This is taking a lighter approach. Not being so hard on yourself, not being so heavy, not being so down. Possibilities. Wow. This is powerful shit. You guys are like breaking through. It's like that innocence and then that possibility. It's like you're following that spirit. You're following that higher calling. You have the eagle here. Seeing things from another perspective, seeing things from a bird's eye view, looking at something from all the possibilities in the spectrum instead of what's right in front of you, but seeing it for as it plays out. It's like that shamanic perspective, knowing that one thing will lead to another. It's quantum entanglement. Hey, Monica. So you have the Master. Well, you guys got a couple cards. Comparison, Morality and laziness. Oh, yes. There's a recognition here of like, it's almost like I'm getting uncomfortable. Like I'm getting very fidgety. And I hate feeling like I'm fidgety. It's like feeling like I need to get up and do something. I need to do this. I need to do that. But then this comparison sticking out where it's like, stop comparing your growth, your journey to where other people are, and celebrate for where you are right now, because everything has its own divine timing. There, you know what I'm saying? Like don't compare where you are on your path in comparison to where other people are, because our perceptions can be very skewed, right? So it's seeing the truth from something from a higher perspective and recognizing and mastering. And it's like being faced with these lessons of like, you know, maybe not wanting to put the work in, maybe, you know, that comparison, that self-worth, the self-esteem, the am I good enough? Should I have done this? Could I have done that? Maybe if I do this, all of that stuff is being released. It's being seen from a higher level. And instead of being stuck in it, instead of sitting in it, it's recognizing the possibilities of what's around you, what's in front of you, the moment that you're living in right now. It's living your day to day versus living for tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. It's living for today in this moment without fear, living for today in this moment without judgment, without the I can'ts, without the I don't have times, and making the time, making the effort, making the connections that matter, and recognizing the here and now. Not comparing like, oh, I should be here, I could be there, I could be here, I could be there. None of that. It's recognizing and seeing something from a higher perspective and being like, okay, I'm right where I need to be, and this is what I need to sit with. So instead of getting uncomfortable with that fidgety feeling and feeling like you want to jump out of your skin, but sitting with it and being like, okay, why do I feel like this? Because at the end of the day, you are exactly where you need to be. You have support around you, spiritually and physically. You have wisdom. And you've been presented with a series of like lessons. And like in this series of lessons, it like has to do with like, you know, you could maybe be comparing yourself like, oh, well, you know, if I would have done this, maybe I'd be farther along, or, you know, I'm 30 something right now, so I should be farther along. And it's like, no, do not compare yourself. Do not compare your journey to other people. Your journey is not as other people. Like we are all here not only to learn unconditional love, but we're here to live as humans, right? And so this human experience is what is it about, right? It's about connections. But it's no longer taking a back seat, but taking the driver's seat. So Virgo, you're no longer sitting in the back seat, you're sitting in the front seat. Sitting in the front seat, the Emperor, taking action, driving. Ace of Wands, see what I'm saying? You're taking action, you're driving, you're going for it. Virgo, like you guys are getting hit with this beautiful energy of stepping into your power, recognizing that passion is a flood of energy. There's been a lot of time invested. You've been working hard on something and been very patient for it. Strong earth and fire energy here. Another Three of Cups just came out. So this Emperor energy with this Three of Cups being in reverse on this side, this Emperor is done entertaining like multiple people. It's like no longer celebrating the past, but celebrating the present. It's like this Emperor, like I actually see this Emperor being in the same card here, and I've never seen that before, but I'm actually seeing this person as being the same person in this card. So this Emperor energy that I'm feeling is not necessarily a my way or the highway. This is an energy of like, this is somebody who knows, who has wisdom, who can enjoy the moment, you know, who can embrace that child mind of innocence and purity. This Emperor is somebody who's learned a lot of lessons and who also knows how to harness them, who knows how to implement them, knows how to take that action. So this Emperor is coming in here where it's like, that's like self-empowerment. This Ace of Wands, it's like taking that passion, no longer investing in things that don't serve you. And again, the Emperor, especially with the laziness being underneath of it, the Emperor is definitely an energy where they definitely will go when they want to go and they take their time doing it. But this is somebody who, again, might have sat back for a little while, but it's no longer being in the back seat. You're in the driver's seat now. So the Emperor gets up when they want to get up, but they're going now. You guys are in the driver's seat. It's the Aries energy very strongly. All these cards just fell out. Like, what's going on? So the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands. You're going after something. It's going to be very successful. You've waited for a very long time to invest in some sort of foundation, some sort of, it's building. The Emperor knows how to build a foundation, and they've been very patient in doing so. And when I say that they've been very patient in doing so, it's like they've invested their time in other ways. And I'm like so fidgety right now. I'm like standing on top of my chair, and like this energy is hitting me like no tomorrow. It's like I just got to get it. I literally want to go outside and run, and I don't even know. I don't like to run. That's not my thing. But I feel like this Emperor is like getting this burst of energy where it's like go, 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 go. So I feel like if you've been feeling that and it's like fidgety, like, and this kind of like tears back into Capricorn a little bit, because I was picking up on that, like, my skin, like I'm just like, I'm gonna get up, like I'm just like I'm fidgety. That's this energy where it's like boom, 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 all of a sudden, where it's like you just get this burst of like crazy energy, and it's like, gosh, I can't even, like, I just want to move. Like I feel like I could literally run like 10 miles without even like blinking an eye. Just be like, and I'm not a runner. I am not a runner. That's why I'm like, what the hell? Can we opt for something else? You might be dealing with somebody who likes to run. I don't, all these things they can be perceived as symbols, because the action of running could be dealing with a runner. Whatever that means, however you want to perceive that. This is going to be very successful, and there's going to be a lot of acknowledgement. And I feel like with this acknowledgement with the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands, it's like this acknowledgement of like support in building whatever foundation. There's a lot of passion. There's a shit ton of passion here. Like, I mean, like real passionate energy, like wanting to dance, wanting to celebrate, wanting to, have a good time, wanting to laugh, wanting to enjoy each other. It's like, what? There's a lot of energy here with this Emperor, and it's like public recognition for time that you've invested. And it's like you might have felt like maybe unseen. Maybe there's like this sense of being like, okay, like is my hard work going to be recognized? Yes. Because with the Six of Wands here, it's like you get a lot of recognition for something, or there's going to be a lot of recognition and support for something that you've worked very hard on, that you're very passionate about. This could even come in the sense of like say, for example, you're the Emperor, right? Like you could get like a spark of this energy, and it's like you're just go, 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 go. And it's like that's that spark. And then all of a sudden, like you have the energy to do all these creative projects that you're like, oh my God, I've been, wanting to do this for the last 10 years. And now finally, here's that energy for it where you're like, I'm doing this. I'm doing it because it makes me happy. It gives me life. It gives me love. It gives me passion. This is what I'm excited about. That type of energy. But it doesn't come without learning lessons. It doesn't come without having to apply those lessons. And I feel like you've earned it. And that's a big thing, is that you've earned this energy. Hierophant's back out. That's why I say, like, I feel like you earned this. I feel like this is like hard work being paid off, where it's like recognition for something that you've worked so hard for. And this could be somebody that you're connecting with, where it's, again, with that Four of Wands, it's like wanting to build that foundation and then having the support to do it. Because, let's be realistic here. Like, it sucks when you have a foundation with somebody, or you're like trying to have a relationship with somebody, and it's like you don't have any support. And so it's like having that support does matter, and it could even just be like, unconditional support, where it's like, hey, we just want you to be happy. That shit matters. Believe it or not, that shit matters. But at the end of the day, are you happy? Can you for yourself be happy? Because what is happiness? Where does that come from? It comes from you. It doesn't come from someone else. It comes from you. And so when you're vibrating in that frequency, like, you're attracting everything. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're bringing it all in. And when you can hold that innocence, that curiosity, that passion, that love, that's the key, really, That's the key. In my eyes, that's the key. But this is like getting that passion. So it's like, if you've been like 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck with Temperance, need I say more? There's this energy that's like, listen, if you've had goals, if you've been wanting to do something, you're going to get that spark, and it's going to be like, boom, 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 boom. Ride it out. If you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like, I'm going to paint this entire house, whatever fulfills you, like, whatever brings you happiness, like, don't limit yourself. I almost get the sense of like playing with that inner child of being like, okay, so I'm up at 3 a.m. What would my 7-year-old self do? Would I watch cartoons, or would I make some cool snack, or would I, I don't know, make a fort, or would I paint on a canvas? I don't know. It's taking that time out and feeding that. Because again, you're never too old for that. Like, there's no such thing. There's never an age where you grow out of that. We're still the same little kids that we were when we were 7, 8 years old inside of us. We're still the same people. We're still those little versions of ourselves. We need to take care of those little people inside of us. We need to take care of. And so I feel like this is the embodiment of that type of energy. And so for Virgo, this is great. This is phenomenal. Especially for it being Virgo energy. It's like that hermit coming out of the hermit energy type of, archetype. And there's 2 squirrels, like, right now outside my window that are literally playing with each other. Like, they're literally outside playing with each other. That's funny. That's awesome. I wish I could turn my camera around. But yeah, it's like not being afraid to play, not being afraid to have fun. And regardless if your focus is on love or relationships or whatever it might be, this all matters as you incorporate this energy, because at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. And hold on a second. Let me see something here. I don't know if you can see him. There's one. Yeah, my camera won't focus. Sorry, guys. But my window it has a screen on it, so it doesn't Anyway, regardless, the squirrels are cool. If you resonate with squirrels, look them up. But they were just like rolling around with each other in the grass. And I thought that that was really symbolic as to what this energy is, because it's about having fun. It's about embracing life's celebrations. And I think at the end of the day, Virgo, I think you're doing it. And I think you guys are doing it very successfully. And I feel like as we shift through these waves of energy, which all of us are going to be hit with in different ways, I think that we're going to see this all kind of play out in different areas of our lives. So that was for Virgo. So I did Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm at an hour and 30 minutes. I always say that I'm going to do the signs and be like, oh, I'm going to make a quick video. And it always goes so much longer. But that's okay, though, because I don't limit the messages when they come. Like, if I get them, I get them. If not, okay. There's always next time. So this looks great. Like, Earth signs, this looks amazing. I really wouldn't have anything to worry. And I am going to actually pull a moon card here because it's so indecisive about it, but I think I'm going to pull one. So let me pull one for Taurus, and then I'll pull one for Capricorn, and then I'll pull one for Virgo. So Taurus. What do we got for Taurus for our moon cards? Get one moon card for Taurus. Woo. Okay, so for Taurus, you guys have adjustments are required, which makes sense with the read that I had. Emotions are running high at the bottom of the deck. That makes sense too, because you guys were dealing with a lot of emotional breakthroughs of communication. So adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. So just reevaluate, reconsider, look at the things that you can adjust. Let's do Capricorn. A fiery climax approaches. I definitely could feel that in Capricorn. Balance and spirituality. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. To Virgo. That one just kind of came out. I didn't really say Virgo or not. So this is for Virgo. What card do we have for Virgo? A win-win outcome is in the forecast. And see how that progresses. That's exactly how the reads progressed. It was like Taurus, okay, some things need to be adjusted. And then boom, here comes Capricorn with that shift. And then boom, here comes Virgo with the win-win outcome. And in the middle between the two, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I think that that's very important for the earth signs right now. So that's what I got for you guys. I'm going to actually keep this video for earth and come back and do the different ones, the fire, water, since I already technically did air like 2 weeks ago, but I'll do air again. I just want to do the other ones first because I know I don't touch on them as much. And I want to make sure that I'm giving everyone time, you know, because we all have every sign in our chart. Like we have fire, air, earth, water, whatever, you know, we have all of them. We have all the elements. So, you know, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. But yeah, it looks really good. So I'm going to actually take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to go grab a snack. And then I'll see about coming back on for fire or water. So I wish you guys the best. It's so good connecting with you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for the support. If anyone is interested in personal readings, I am open to doing personal readings. So please feel free to email me, and we will go from there. Yeah, so I wish everyone the best, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming in, guys. Love you guys.